On sait bien que l'université, d'une façon générale, tout le système scolaire, qui en apparence est fait simplement pour distribuer le savoir, on sait que cet appareil scolaire est fait pour maintenir au pouvoir une certaine classe sociale.
As a student at the University of Vienna, every other month you get a magazine in the mail called Zeitgenossin. It's the official newspaper of the student representative body, and it has as its stated aim to inform students about university activity as well as culture and politics. The title of the first article reads, "Yet another edition without men? Questionmark. We say yes." It then proceeds to explain that it's necessary to only have female authors because women are discriminated against in their daily lives. And excluding male authors is only to counteract this unfair power imbalance. Women's reproductive rights are in danger of getting taken away from none other than a male-dominated government. When was the last time men's reproductive rights were in jeopardy? The reader is asked to reflect on. The next article explains how climate change is apparently caused by racism, and focuses on the plight of Bangladeshi women who have a lower level of educational attainment than their male counterparts because of patriarchal structures that originated from the West. First off, why is a student magazine almost entirely fixated upon perceived power imbalances? Aren't there any other things that might be of interest to the students of Vienna? Any new cafeteria specials or sports activities? I'm not arguing that it shouldn't comment on politics or that it can't have an obvious political leaning, but this focus on social justice to the exclusion of all else is inappropriate, to say the least. Secondly, these power imbalances often run the other way but are conveniently ignored when they don't fit the narrative. It talks about how women are at greater risk of falling below the poverty line, but neglects to mention that it is men that are far more likely to become homeless or suicidal. It bemoans that Bangladeshi women aren't as educated as their male counterparts due to Western colonialism, but fails to mention that women in the West today have a higher educational attainment than men. Today, more than 60% of the students at the University of Vienna are women. So if you're going to use differing levels of educational attainment as evidence of oppression, you'd have to concede that it is men that are now being oppressed by women, at least in the West. Being concerned with inequality and doing your best to make the life for the least fortunate in our society a little better is a laudable goal. What is not laudable is to identify everyone who is fortunate in life as an oppressor, who is only where he is because he extracted it somehow from somebody who is less fortunate than him. If you're blessed with good health and athleticism, it's because you're lucky, not because you stole these attributes from your paraplegic neighbor. There are vast differences between people when it comes to professional success or life outcomes that can't simply be viewed through the lens of power. The philosopher Michel Foucault is the progenitor of this idea, and for him, even science and language are systems of oppression.
Quelque chose comme la psychiatrie, qui en apparence aussi n'est destinée qu'au bien de l'humanité et à la connaissance des psychiatres, la psychiatrie est encore une certaine manière de faire peser un pouvoir politique sur un groupe social. La justice également. Bon.
It's certainly interesting listening to this man speak, but having to read a student magazine that is viewing all of reality through this narrow lens gets tedious after a while. If you say that everything in life is about expressions of power, it's because that is what life is about for you. We see the world not as it is, but as we are.